Hello everyone, this is Dr. Feelgood here to give you my Splatoon Testfire impressions. Now I know I'm late to the party, but hey, let's go ahead and get to it. Now, I was able to participate in all three of the Testfire demos. I shared the first with a friend of mine. Yes, I chose to share a 1 hour demo of one of my most hotly anticipated games. He does not have a Wii U, but wants one. I thought Splatoon would be the ultimate push. Anyway, I absolutely loved the game. The most fun I've ever had in a multiplayer game. And I do mean ever. My friend enjoyed it as well. It's very easy to pick up and play, fast paced and frantic action. All this at a frame rate that is smoother than a coat of ink you are putting down on the ground. 60 frames per second. Now, regarding the controls, the gyro controls took some getting used to, but quickly became natural and far more intuitive. I wish other shooters on the Wii U took advantage of this option, like Call of Duty Black Ops 2. However, I still use the right stick to make hard left and right turns for the convenience. There is also an option to adjust the sensitivity, which is great. The camera correction button is awesome for those sticky situations when the camera is acting kind of crazy. On to the gameplay. The action can get extremely hectic at any time. There is never a dull moment, even when you're off by yourself taking over turf. Why? Because someone will eventually show up to undo all your hard work. There were many times I was rolling down the street laying ink, only to notice someone was rolling right behind me, just out of sight. Talk about wax on, wax off. Now, as far as the weapons go, the roller was and will be my primary weapon. Enough said. It is the easiest to use and kill with. Just roll over your enemies, barely any need to aim. The only weaknesses are their horrible range and running speed. But that can be solved just by using squid mode to move around and sneak into range. Stealth is the best way to use them. Even the sloosh, no, I'm just kidding. Even the sloosh or the ink throw range is very poor, falling short of the typical shooter. Also, using the sloosh to ink walls in order to swim up them is not as easy as, say, using the shooter or the charger due to its extremely large horizontal coverage. I easily earn 2 to 3 specials per life while using the roller. I even managed a triple kill. I think the roller is crucial for turf war, and I can already see many smart players combining it with faster running speed buff to run down opponents. Because I tell you, man, there is nothing more frustrating than not being able to catch the enemy roller directly in front of you. Now, I only played with the charger a couple of times and got a few good shots in with it too. In my opinion, their primary advantage is from high ground, narrow walkways, and quickly inking walls to scale, as all it takes is one charged shot. It is a weapon that demands patience. If on the ground, try to keep your distance and pick off unwary opponents. Please do not try to use them like you would in COD. You people know who I'm talking to. The ones that love to run around with a sniper rifle doing quick scoping. Don't try it in this game. It I can't see it working out. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I personally can't see it. Moving on. Now, keep in mind with the charger, the range is not infinite. If someone is quite a ways away from you, or basically across the map, even if you got them dead in your sights, even a fully charged shot would not reach them. Now, they are one-shot kills, so think of the charger as a weaker, slower version of the Inkzuka special weapon. They cannot fire as fast, at least not while dealing a one-hit splat. And their ink line which also appears to be some type of smaller tornado similar to the Inkzuka, or maybe it's like a small tsunami. I'm not sure. But anyway, it does not travel as far as the Inkzuka. So just keep that in mind. Now, the shooter is the all around weapon. It is never truly at a complete disadvantage, regardless of the situation you get yourself into. So, whether you're on high ground, middle ground, or low ground, it can cover turf while taking out opponents. Spray and pray is not only easy, but strongly encouraged. In close quarters, they can easily strafe and retreat while making it rain. Trust me, guys, I've been the victim of this, trying to roll down someone backing away, pelting me with bullets. Their only real weakness, although it's a slight one, is the time it takes to cover turf while creating a path for movement and needing multiple hits to take out opponents. That's it, as far as I can tell. Now, the sub weapons were fun, balanced, and very easy to use. To me, the ink grenade is powerful and could easily take out opponents within range, while the balloon grenade could be used multiple times per tank, but it had less splatter range and required two near direct hits to basically splat someone. And of course, we've all seen this in the direct and the other videos prior to the test fire. But moving on, the special weapons were very useful, and as far as I could tell, very balanced. The bubble shield is great and grants invincibility just long enough to fend off an attack or two. From what I can gather, it seems to last about 5 seconds, which is more than enough to send a few bad squiddies back to their home base. It is most beneficial if activated just before being attacked or when around teammates so they can share the shield with you. The killer whale, it does not release or eradicate any ink whatsoever, but its infinite range and power allow it to potentially eliminate opponents within its line of sight no matter the distance or obstacles. So basically, if you know what you're doing and you know where you are, you can aim it right at their spawn and kill them as they spawn if you activate it just the right time. Just saying. I've done it. Anyway, now, overall, the special weapons are very similar to the kill streaks of Call of Duty, and they are more satisfying to use, in my opinion. However, the best things about all the weapons in this game, so the main weapon, sub weapon, and special weapon, are gravity, ballistics, and stalemates. This is what makes them. This makes them really fun to use. For example, I use the roller the most. Anytime an opponent you also using the roller, if we had a head-on collision, it resulted in us both dying. It was a stalemate. Now, if I hit him from behind, of course I won. But regardless of what was in our tanks at the time, if we go head to head, it ended up being a stalemate. Now, in Call of Duty, for those that are familiar, two opponents cannot kill each other at the exact same time. If you're shooting bullets and they're shooting bullets using the same gun with the same amount of health, one person always dies, not both. So in Call of Duty, there's always a winner and a loser, no matter if it's bullets or melee attack. Not in Splatoon. Now, the shooter in this game, which is basically acts as an assault rifle, has ink with a decent drop off rate. So, no more impossible shots from across the entire damn map. I got so sick of this in Call of Duty. I've seen people get sniped with a magnum pistol across the map, something that realistically is impossible. There were also times when I flattened an opponent with the roller, and I was also killed by the last few ink bullets that they let off before dying. In other words, nothing in this game seems to be overpowered. In short, I foresee many if I die you die moments and I'm taking you with me moments. Trust me, it's going to happen a lot. And now we move on to the extremely controversial issue. And I'm sick of hearing about it, but I just want to touch on it. Voice chat. Now, I can confirm, and this is my opinion, of course, but I can confirm that voice chat is truly not needed, but could yield a slight benefit with friends. Let me explain. There were times that I truly wished I could provide more information or instruction to my teammates that are on my screen. With all the frantic action going on, by the time I could relay any beneficial information to them, it would either be too late or the situation has changed. Sometimes before I can even get the words out to talk to them, because it comes natural, I had already died myself. Furthermore, there is no on-screen status that lets you know how much a particular teammate has contributed thus far. In other shooters like Battlefield, Call of Duty, Gears of War, things like that, you can actually check to see which teammate is underperforming or which opponent on the other team is cleaning house. Not a Splatoon. This is a game where there is virtually no time to talk or to strategize. Short rounds with no clear indicator of who is winning. Combine that with the frantic action, forcing you to focus on the task at hand. Trust me, you may think you'll do a lot of talking, you won't. If you want to know what's going on in Splatoon, glance at the gamepad and just keep it moving. And let me tell you, even that can cost you. Let's say you did notice a particular part of the level that was completely covered by your opponent's ink. You can't simply super jump there unless you have a teammate that's there. And that kind of defeats the purpose. If your teammate's there, more than likely there won't be any work for you. If there is work, there's very little, unless they've been killed. Moving on. I can also tell you that there were a few times I've jumped right into being splattered. However, I must admit, I would love to talk trash to my friends, at gamers at large, while playing this game. But guess what? I can, because I will be using Google Hangouts. See? Problem solved. It's like using a mod for a PC game you like. Like putting rims on a car. There's always ways around things. Anyway, as a result, overall, I love this game. It is worth more than $60 in my opinion. If the game was 80 bucks, I would actually still buy it. Why? Because it's focus. It's so focused. It's fun. In addition to that, it seems to be the most fair shooter out there. Pure and simple. Those complaining about upcoming features, I see nothing wrong with free LC. See what I did there? Free LC. I even let my wife play the entire third Testfire demo. Well, maybe not the entire. I got in about 2 games, and then I let her play the other 50 minutes of it, or however much was left. But she played the entire third Testfire demo. Now, she has played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Kinda liked it, but not really a big fan of shooters at all. She is a gamer, though, at least as far as the Wii U is concerned. Moving on, she picked it up, learned the controls, the gyro controls, and she literally mopped the floor with the competition using a roller. Man, she was even a top player a few times. She loves the game so much, she even watched the Splatoon Direct twice after the third test fire was over and done with. So, I consider this game Not a day one purchase, but a minute one purchase. This is a shooter for everyone. So, put aside your inhibitions and get splattered. Anyway, this is Dr. Feelgood. I thank you guys for listening and tuning in. As I always say, keep it gaming.